Hi, everybody. We made it, right? We got through what is going to be here on the west side of our state, the hottest of this little run of hot weather. Yesterday, I'm going to get to the high temperatures. Did make it to 100 degrees in a whole fistful of spots around the Willamette Valley. The big story on this Friday morning, I'm meteorologist Rod Hill, by the way, coming to you from the Portland, Oregon, and Vancouver, Washington area, is that the heat dome map. We're still in the heat dome today, but it does not look like we're going to be as hot today. The overall temperature of the air mass that we look at has cooled at least 2 to 3 degrees. So that means, we may or may not make it up to 100 today, but certainly well up into the 90s. And then this rapidly starts to break down tomorrow. And then this is Wednesday's map of next week. So starting tomorrow, we get cooler, cooler, and then it still looks like we have a number of days next week with at least the possibility of some scattered showers. Right now, the bullseye of much cooler weather and a good chance of getting some measurable rainfall is setting up Wednesday of next week. And look at the difference. So here's 590. This is a 594 upper level higher heat dome over Nevada today. So we're if you 591 contour, like a 592 pressure height. That's really hot for any time of the year. Okay. Now you go to Wednesday of next week. Here's 76. These go by increments of 3, by the way. 76, 73, 70, 67. Yeah. Well below what's needed to be the threshold to get some rain with cooler weather and a pretty invigorated trough swinging through. So, rapid change in our weather overall coming up. And of course, rain this time of the year, as you're really anxious to get the remaining wildfires shut down, is terrific news. So, real quick, yeah, Portland did it. So, I had 102 in the Portland forecast, and then for about a 12-hour period, I raised it to 103, and then I lifted it back down to 102 as we started yesterday. That turned out to be what the high temperature was. Remember, the old record for Portland for September 5th was 101, so we broke that. As of right now, September 5th is the latest in the season we have ever hit 100 degrees. We'll see if we do it today. We may not. And the 102, interesting, you don't see this a lot, was actually the hottest temperature in the state of Oregon of the main reporting sites that the National Weather Service catalogs. So how about that? Salem was 101, Hillsborough was 100. Good grief, right? Astoria had a record of 89. I want to say it was 89 in Astoria back on Wednesday as well. I think it was. And then Eugene hit 99 degrees. So just to pick out some of the record temperatures that we reached. A quick shout out, as we always do, to the Momentous Wealth podcast. Boy, the market's been up and down all over the place. If you watch your investment funds or your mutual funds, your 401k, which is what I have through work, I keep an eye on that. If you want to educate yourself more to what's going on with investing in the market and your mutual fund trends, listen on Apple Podcasts, listen on Spotify to the Momentous Wealth Podcast, a local firm, Momentous Wealth Management, licensed in Oregon and in Washington. Okay, let's get you going with these changes I talked about. I do want to touch on what's happening on this Friday morning. So, really thought the coast would be sunny yesterday, which it was, and sunny today, which it may become at least partially sunny. But for now, it's cloudy and foggy along the coast this morning. You would see where my cursor is Tillamook, but you can't. So that's Gearhart looking down towards Seaside, all fogged in. Cloudy skies down in Depot Bay as well. Otherwise, it's kind of the same hazy sunshine from Central Oregon out through the gorge and here into the valleys. You can see on the live cameras that we ended up with yesterday. Visibility over in the sisters area is actually a little bit better today than it was yesterday morning. Yesterday morning, you couldn't make out the three sisters at all. Now you can just kind of see them a little bit. And there are the clouds again along the central coast, the Inlet Ottercrest's cameras. This one looking to the south, that one looking to the north. So, once the hot air builds inland and when the hot air starts to shift a little bit and the wind flow pattern backs off and becomes slightly westerly at the coast, then all of a sudden, just like that, you lose the sunny, warm weather and you turn into the low clouds and fog that develop as the cooler air gets pulled inland as it chases the hot weather that's in the valley, slowly shifting off to the east. Okay, more on that coming up in just a moment. Air quality alert is up today along with the excessive heat warning. Still the excessive heat warning for today as temperatures have at least a chance to hit 100 degrees here in the Willamette Valley. And then we have the air quality alert for elevated levels of ozone in the lower atmosphere. All the particulates of the wildfire haze plays a factor in that I just showed you on the live cameras. So from Oregon's DEQ, All the yellow up and down I-5, moderate air quality numbers. But look over in Central Oregon. This is unhealthy for sensitive groups, folks that tend to be extra sensitive to poor air quality. Unhealthy air, and the red dots are just flat out unhealthy. So yeah, definitely we've seen that deteriorate as the temperatures start to cool tomorrow, and then especially into Sunday, we'll actually see the air quality begin to improve. And also with the cooling weather, Sunday's the day that the wind flow pattern is dominantly from the west again. So Sunday should absolutely rapidly start to clear out the wildfire haze that we've been dealing with in our skies and shove everything back over into central and eastern Oregon. And then as temperatures cool, the fire activity, of course, will be slowing and laying down somewhat as well. So hip, hip, hooray on that, right? Okay, let's take a look at this changing weather flow. So here we are this morning. Here's the upper level 594 contour heat dome. Again, that map I showed you to start was actually yesterday's map. It showed the high right over Nevada. But now you can see how it's shifting a little bit off to the east. Here's the upper level ridging, still well up into Canada with warm to hot weather extending well north of Washington. Now, as I play this into the day today, here's this afternoon at 5 p.m. There's the upper level high. Again, everything is slowly shifting. And the ridge, there's the ridging now that was arced right over Portland. Now it's getting more to Montana. And as I go into Saturday, you're going to see this upper level ridge right here kind of flatten. There's a little weakening trough. The only impact there would be to probably double down on cooler weather at the coast, and also double down on the flow pattern starting to turn a little bit more westerly. The air mass itself starts to cool, and we go from maybe we hit 100 today, maybe we don't, to maybe we hit 90 on Saturday in Portland, Salem, and Vancouver, and maybe we don't. So that's the cooling you're looking at. I mentioned a moment ago that Sunday is the day where the flow pattern is absolutely westerly, and we're definitely well back down into the 80s. And then after that, we're going to start, look at this trough right here. This is Tuesday morning, starting to drop down to the south. Initially, it's kind of weak, but it just keeps deepening. There's a shower threat in the forecast late Tuesday into Tuesday night. And if this is correct, I would have to think absolutely likely we see some shower activity on Wednesday. But I want you to notice something. This trough started inland in Canada and then dropped to our south. It did not come in off the Pacific. And my point is, it's originating over land, intensifying over land. That means there's not a lot of Pacific moisture feeding into this. So while on paper, the trough looks like, wow, that's good. We could get some decent rain. It's probably going to be moisture starved, which means do we end up with just a lot of low clouds and some light rain or drizzle that could be traceable to 5/100ths? Or do we have some convection with the cooler air aloft moving in, and we lead to some scattered showers with, again, some heavier scattered downpours around the area? So looking at the way that's going to play out. But once this comes in Wednesday and we have a cool northwest flow on the backside of it on Thursday, and then it looks like we could go dry, but look how low the pressure heights are. And there's actually signs of a little weak trough building here. So for that upcoming weekend, this is Friday the 12th, a week from today. Right now we're still watching that there could be some extra rain chances picking up into that weekend. Not really sure yet. Here's what the American GFS model is showing precip wise. And let's start with tomorrow morning, because this is showing starting on Saturday. Remember that the trough breaking, excuse me. Remember the ridge breaking down and that little disturbance that I showed you, and I said it wouldn't do much except for intensify some cooler weather at the coast. Well, it will add instability that the models are picking up on, maybe triggering a scattered shower or thunderstorm over the Cascades in the central Oregon. This is tomorrow morning. It's picking up low clouds and mist or drizzle along parts of the coast. So that's what you're looking at. So again, this is your weekend, so plan it accordingly. If this is correct, on Saturday, it's cloudy along the coast with some areas of mist or drizzle. There's at least a scattered shower threat along the Cascades and into central Oregon. Nothing here in the Willamette Valley. And then Sunday, the pattern kind of doubles down and scattered showers become more numerous and widespread across eastern areas of our state. And the low clouds and the drizzle pockets continue along the coast. Again, that is Sunday. Now, I want to keep playing this because remember, we were looking at Tuesday night. So here's Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Now, all of a sudden, you've got some mazeable rain chances here in the valley. Again, the gray shading and the numbers 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, all pretty light stuff. Nothing substantial. But, and then this kind of keeps rain chances going into Thursday. Notice the heavier green pockets are well to our north. So we're not sure how that's going to play out the mid part of next week, but clearly there's a rain chance and much cooler weather starting to pick up. Here's the way that trough looks on the upper level maps. This is Tuesday of next week in the afternoon at 5 p.m. 579, 57, 573. So yeah, we're a low enough contour to introduce a rain chance. Here's the upper level energy, but again, it's dropping down mostly from the north, so that it's not much moisture with it. But you see that we're kind of in the middle of this trough passing through. This is Wednesday getting into the noon hour. So absolutely the threat of at least some light precipitation. And then that moves off. Excuse me, back it up. And then here's Wednesday evening, and you see it's all starting to back off. There's an upper level low dropping down over Eastern Oregon into Idaho next week. Certainly cooler. I mean, no doubt about that. That's a high confidence call for the cooler weather. So again, it's Friday morning, 9 o'clock hour, 70 down in Medford. 102 today down south, 98 Saturday, the same hazy skies we have up here in the northern part of Oregon. Sunday, hot, more sun. Remember, Sunday gets more of a westerly flow. That's why the haze clears out, 97. And then there's the cooler weather coming, even down in Medford, 80s on Tuesday, 70s with a rain chance on Wednesday coming. Okay, all right. I really enjoy, I hope you do too, kind of taking a look around the state. So 95 today in Central Oregon, hazy. Remember, we looked at that chance of a shower or thunderstorm starting tomorrow in the Cascades of Central Oregon. There it shows up in the Bend forecast. Otherwise, you've got the much cooler weather over in Central Oregon with a chance of showers and even some clouds in Central Oregon next Wednesday and a high of 68. So far, all this is lining up to what we just talked about, right? Hazy 89 in Seattle. That's toasty for them, around 90, right? Starting to cool down tomorrow, 84. There's the lack of haze with clear skies on Sunday that we talked about in 79. There's a chance of shower. And if anything, the threat of measurable rainfall that would be decent next week, Tuesday going into Wednesday, would be higher up to our north in Seattle and lesser down here in Oregon and in the Portland area, which is kind of what that shows. What is Salem doing today? 98, 91, 87, 86. Chance of showers next week. Okay. What's Eugene doing? 95 today, 89. Yeah, okay. So just pick out some of these forecasts. Here's Newport. They have fog and clouds right now. So fog, then mostly cloudy, 71, or maybe parts of the coast. I think parts of the coast, if it stays foggy and cloudy today, will absolutely struggle to hit 70. Same thing tomorrow. And then a little bit of sunshine starting to mix in to start next week. And there's the rain showers Wednesday and Thursday of next week. What about North Bend? I know some of you watch from down there. 60s, a lot of cloudiness, some sun. Mainly 60s. Wow. Okay, there's your cool spot. Enjoy that. All right, here's Portland. I'll let you go. 7-day forecast, courtesy of Hazeldale Tire Pros up here in Clark County. Maybe we hit 99 today. Maybe we stop at 97. The haze looks to be similar to yesterday. Again, the air mass is 2 to 3 degrees cooler than yesterday, and maybe we get more of a even northwest flow in the afternoon. So to me, it's got to be at least 96, 97 today. Maybe we hit 100. I had 101. I backed it off to 99. The excessive heat warning continues. Tomorrow, around 90. It's not a guarantee that we make it to 90, but at least upper 80s, hazy sunshines. We start to lose the heat. Sunday, partly cloudy, 85. And again, especially on Sundays, we get into a westerly flow. I talked about this the last couple of times we spoke. It's absolutely possible that this weekend, mainly Sunday morning, that we wake up to cloudiness and maybe it's a surprisingly cooler day. If we wake up to cloudiness on Sunday, then we may or may not make it to 80. Right now, I like the odds favoring more of a partly cloudy 85-degree day, but we'll see. Cooler weather definitely coming. Clouds to sun, 80 on Monday. There's a late day shower chance on Tuesday. There's the overcast day on Wednesday. That could end up being, we had this a couple days ago. Remember, just kind of a misty day. That could be the case on Wednesday. And if that happens, we're definitely only looking at highs in the 60s. And then a shower chance where we start to open up some sun on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. Thanks for watching these videos and supporting my forecast work. It's what I do. Your support means a lot to me. It helps me out if you subscribe to my channel. And for now, I will talk to you soon.